What is going on, everybody? Tim from Tearphone Orbital. So this is going to be a demo video for another Heart of Siberia from Denis Lukyanov. This is essentially the same chassis that I have installed in my previous Heart of Siberia builds. However, there is one slight change on this one. I have placed a channel near the speaker, near the pommel, for NeoPixel strip. I did not think that I would have the room to put strips down the sides of this chassis, and I also would not have a lot of room for greebly work on the chassis if I did that. However, there's a really good opportunity to have some animations and some shine through in the pommel or the bottom of this grip. Right, so we've got like an engine section, kind of engine type section down here, and there's venting along the pommel. So I wanted to utilize that and get some animation and some NeoPixels down there. So that's what we did for this particular build. But other than that, it is the same build, same chassis. So I do want to come into Fusion and talk about the chassis really quick and just show what is different about this one. And then obviously we will come back and do a demo, put a blade in it, and all that good stuff, right? So let's come into Fusion. Here is the chassis that is for this build. So this is the same chassis, same greeblies, same battery tray, same wire management down here. There is a kill switch in this channel, and the Proffie board sits in this tray and slides up under that lip. The only thing that I changed was this channel here. So I made a channel deep enough to put a 2020 NeoPixel strip, and then in turn put some black mesh over the top of it to help with some light dissipation, but it also, I feel like it gives a cool effect because you can see it through the grip. So I really like the way that looked. All of my leads come up the top here, and this is secured to the upper part of the chassis with a set screw. So it's really just the same setup as the previous chassis. With the channel in it, right? I think I mentioned in my previous video on the Heart of Siberia. This is long because we do have a little bit of a long waist section to get past. I also, initially my intention was to put a crystal up here, but we weren't able to do that, right? So that's it. That's the chassis. Nice and quick, nice and easy. Let's come up top and talk about the hilt. So this is the Heart of Siberia from Denis Lukyanov. This is based on the concept art, Kylo's Hilt concept art. And, you know, I've mentioned this before. I really do like and appreciate the look of this hilt. I do like it more than the final version of Kylo's hilt that we see in the film. I think this is a more, I don't know, to me it's just a more approachable look. It is that classic lightsaber shape. Obviously, we don't have our quillions and our side blades on this one, so I much prefer the look of this one. Okay, but same setup. I do not have the external wire on this hilt. The client specifically asked that I not cut it or snip it here. In the previous build, I did snip it at this coupler. Because to me, it makes it a lot easier to just take the wire out here and unscrew the grip. However, the client did request that I not do that. So to the client, I will obviously ship that back with the hilt, and you can thread it in as you see fit, right? But other than that, same setup. 2 tactile steel ball switches that are included with the hilt. We do have a blade plug that was provided with the hilt as well. I did heat stain the emitter. This does unthread, and you can heat stain it because it is steel, and that's it, right? Beautiful hilt, really good looking hilt. So let's talk about how to use this guy. I don't know if you can, we'll look at that when the battery's in it, when it lights up. So here is the chassis. Our Proffie board sits here. Here's our kill switch down in here. Let me get a battery. All right, so you grab your battery. Spring side is your negative towards the speaker. You put your battery in, hit that kill switch. So the first time I powered this up and heard that's the font wave for this particular font. This is a font package that the client requested that I put on the hilt. So I thought that there was an issue with the Proffie board the first time I used this. I have never heard this particular font before. Actually, let me see what the name of it is. It is... Yeah, it's aggression. It's K-Sith's aggression. So the first time I powered it up, I thought there was something wrong, but that's just what it sounds like when you choose that font. So there is that NeoPixel ring just above or below the speaker. And it gets some animations once the blade is ignited. I've changed, each one is different for each font. Once you get your battery in, slide your grip on and screw it in until it stops. So that's what I was talking about. You get a good opportunity to have some shine through on your chassis because of, we've got those open grates. So once you get your battery in, you're ready to go. Let's come down to the bottom. So that crystal chamber does have a cool down effect that I programmed into it. The majority of the fonts are like that. Twist to activate, twist to deactivate are on. Let's see what else we put on here. So, to the client, you did request some very specific fonts, so I was able to put those on here for you. Seems like the majority of them are all Kylo fonts, obviously. All right, so let's put a blade in it, do a quick demo. Okay, so around front, there is a set screw that will also serve as your blade retention screw. So once you get your blade in and the blade plug is out, obviously, you want to tighten your set screw. And then you're ready to go. So we've got color wheel on some of the font configs on this. To enter your color wheel, you want to hold down main and tap aux. Once you get to a color that you like, you want to hit main again. Oh, I reverted it. Find a color you like and hit main again. And it'll lock that color in, depending on the blade config, right? The NeoPixel ring is its own blade, and the crystal is its own blade as well. Let's see what else we got on here. Love this hilt. It's a great hilt. So if you're looking at the hilt, the button on your left is your main, button on your right is the aux. Obviously not a Kylo blade, but we can change that if we want to. There we go. So we can, most of the fonts on this have color wheel enabled. There are a few blade styles that I did that are very, they're custom blade styles, so they do not have the color wheel option enabled. But that can obviously be changed in the config as you see fit. So that's it. Right, a nice quick rundown on Heart of Siberia hilt from Denis Lukyanov. I really, really love the look of this hilt. What I also appreciate about this hilt is it is an easy install. It's a very wide open area underneath this crystal chamber to make any kind of splices or to utilize some wire management, to get these switches in. There's plenty of room. Just a really, really great, fantastic hilt. There's plenty of space in this crystal chamber module to make your to bring your leads past for the PCB emitter. So it's just a great, really, really fantastic hilt. Really well-made hilt as well. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. To the client, thank you very, very much for trusting me with your build. To the viewers, everybody, thank you so, so much for your support. Thank you for watching. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.